What was your first job like, sir?
I don't know, as you said is right, but from day one when I joined government job, I never wanted to be.
So you wanted to become an entrepreneur.
And people started laughing about me, saying that this.
You said you wanted to build affordable homes.
I was not quite happy about selling the plots and doing that.
The next generation in your family has naturally entered the business.
My both the sons are also civil engineers. He has done construction management from USA MS.
People usually complain about high fees, but in your case, the low fees was a problem.
So India being a 140, so many people, so much of urbanization, and so many houses are required next year.
How is the next generation going on in your business groups?
I can say very clearly that I never objected or put much negativity towards it.
Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochata. Real estate, they say, is a God's business because God doesn't create land anymore. Whatever land we have is what we have. All over the world, if there is something prized, that is the roof over one's head. As they say in India, roti, kapda or makan. Makan part is extremely important. When the government does it, what it does for the poor and the needy, there is a huge middle class in India and of course an upper middle class which is striving for quality homes, quality accommodation, and of course, all coming at a price. But today I have with me a gentleman who's seen it from the last 40 years, having started in a very small way, and of course has grown to a business that is now going on to the next generation. I have with me Sri Ravinder Reddy, Chairman, Janapriya Group of Companies. Welcome, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'll start with the basic question, which I always start. Where did you start? Your family, your education? I know you were an educator in NIT, but can you take us through that route?
Basically, we belong to a farmer's family, middle class family, reasonably in a village point of view, economically okay family. I came from Nalgonda district. My village name is Kadaparthi, which is very much adjacent to the Hyderabad, Vijayawada National Highway. On National Highway, there is a place called Nakrekal. From Nakrekal, my village is about 4 kilometers away. I studied in Telugu medium from 1st to 5th class in the government school of my village. I completed my 5th class in that. Later, I studied my 6th to 9th class in Nalgonda High School, that is Ramagiri High School, that is again Telugu medium and government school. From 10th, 11th, 12th, I studied in Nalgonda, Telugu medium, multi-purpose high school. In those days, there was a called multi-purpose system. My batch was the last batch in that, and I completed my 12th or 10 plus 2, or today we call it as intermediate, in 1970-71. Later, I got engineering seat in Regional Engineering College. Today we are calling as NITs, Regional College of Rourkela, which is located in Orissa state. I got a seat there in 1971-72. I studied about 2 years in that college. The later I got transferred to Hyderabad, JNTU. Earlier it was in Masabtank. Presently it has been shifted to Kukatpalli. Then the balance 3 years, I completed my engineering from JNTU of present Kukatpalli in 1976. I completed my engineering in civil engineering branch. That is my education wise. I completed from village to Nalgonda to Rourkela, Orissa to Hyderabad.
That's quite a journey because as somebody who studied for three different schools, that too in Telugu medium, then coming and doing his engineering, which obviously will be in English medium, that too in 2 different states of Orissa, and then later as they call then United Andhra Pradesh. And of course, doing civil engineering. Those days, I guess IT was not a fashion.
Yes.
Civil engineering and mechanical had
Yeah.
more charm. So, but natural that when you're a civil engineer, you will obviously take up something related to that subject. What was your first job like, sir?
So my I was fortunate enough to get, as soon as I passed my engineering, I got job in Andhra Pradesh government in irrigation department as a junior engineer. I joined in Khammam. I worked there for 1 year. Later, I came back to Hyderabad. I joined here one organization called Central Designs Organization. I worked there for 4 years. In these 5 years of my journey, I have become Telangana Engineers Association of state level, which is representing irrigation department, R&B department, public health and Panchayat Raj of junior engineers, Telangana Junior Engineers Association. I became for 2 years as a general secretary, and later I have become the president of the state association. When I was president, I got married.
So, when you worked in a government organization, usually people don't leave a government job. But was there something that prompted you to move away from a government job into something on your own?
I don't know, as you said is right, but from day one when I joined government job, I never wanted to be continuing in the government job from day one. But even after having experience, most probably that has become more strengthened not to do a government job because you don't have any capabilities showing of your personal. Some reasons are there, though I continued five years, but I never used to be thinking that was really my bread and butter.
So, you wanted to become an entrepreneur.
90% I tried my level best, and I used to talk to my friends. Every 3 months, I used to give one project saying that I am going to do this, I am going to do that. That I might have done about a dozen projects in my that 5 years. And people started laughing about me, saying that this fellow tells, but it doesn't do anything. And ultimately, whatever I started telling, people started giving 100% discount for it.
Okay. So, your first real estate project with Janapriya, as we can call it, I think the original name was Janapriya Engineers Syndicate. And the first project you obviously started was with plotting business. I think that would have been the lowest part which you can start and then grow up. What was the real estate market in those days?
Some reasons are that whatever I used to think that used to be 100% used to be right because I used to get a good success. In 76, when I got married after 6 months, I left the organization as well as the presidentship. Then I started the business of plots. About 50 acres of land I have taken on Nagarjuna Sagar Road, today we call as the Engineers Colony. I developed that land, 50 acres into the plots under the name of Vishweshwaraya Engineers Cooperative Housing Society. And all these plots purchased by majority, 90% purchased by our association people of throughout Srikakulam to Adilabad, I can say. Therefore, the marketing has become a simple job for me because already I was a popular man among little bit them, and associations also helped. And because of that, it was a instant success for me to sell that project and become a reasonably financially sound. Immediately within 1 year, I have taken one more venture under the name of same society, and I have done 50 acres of another piece of land near Khanamet, today high-tech city we are calling.
Yes.
From high-tech to high-tech city, now that I think that piece of 50 acres of land is most probably in Hyderabad is the maximum rate is prevailing. Some cases going on in Supreme Court. That land also, all engineers, basically we were having a junior engineers, now we are calling as assistant executive engineer. But this venture has been purchased by all executive engineers, super engineers like that. This is also engineers colony. This both ventures in 3-4 years from 82 to 85, 86, I have completed this 100 acres land plots business. I have become reasonably financially sound, not very high, but business confidence level, I can say that I got 1000%, not even 100, thinking that I can do business. very strongly.
Now, once you did your first two projects to be precise, your basic thought when I was reading about you, when I was researching about you, you said you wanted to build affordable homes for the salaried class people who are not having that big kind of money to. And I think the initial plots which you sold, or initial land which you sold, even initial the buildings, gated communities, or whatever you want to call it, independent houses and apartments, went at very, very low rates, isn't it? What was the thought process? Of course, the construction cost would have been far lower those days. The land cost also would have been lower. But there were not too many real estate players those days, isn't it? What was it like starting out with that process? I mean, selling it to your own association members is a different ball game than selling it to an outsider who may not know much about you.
Fundamentally, in the first 3 or 4 years when I sold this 100 acres of land to our colleagues of engineers, I did only Gram Panchayat layout. I was not quite happy about selling the plots and doing that. Though I have done, then I was not happy to continue plots business. I used to feel, being a civil engineer, I should enter into the construction line. Some reasons or other, I was having passion towards the affordable housing when I was doing job itself, but I was not quite confident that I am going to become a builder at that time. But there were many indications that I am very much interested in that. Why I was fascinated towards it is, first is the business, second is the easy of business, third is the social concern. Why I am telling is that in those days, I have seen Housing Board, Andhra Pradesh Housing Board used to advertise. In those days, they advertised for the Kukatpalli Housing Board apartments. There was a roaring response from the people. Hardly they wanted to give about 2 to 3,000, but roughly more than 1.5 lakh applications used to come. Then after 6 months or 1 year, they used to make a lottery for allotment point of view. Whoever gets an opportunity of owning a flat in that 2 or 3,000 apartments, they used to feel that they got a Bhagolakshmi lottery ticket as if it is a free of cost. So they are purchasing with their own money. That was the status in those days. Then I used to feel, why this is happening? Then I felt you require to give a dwelling unit a piece of land. Land is available in Hyderabad. You require people to construct like masons or engineers or the architects or the structural engineers. Plenty are available. You require buyers. Already you are seeing in Housing Board, buyers is not at all a problem. Then where is the problem? Buyers are there, who wanted to construct are there, land is available. There is something is wrong in it. So only one thing is that everything is available. Now, if we are able to, part by part, A, B, C, D, sequence wise you are able to fulfill properly, fantastic business you are having. Then how to make it this A, B, C, D connection? Then I started thinking in that. Then I worked a little bit on it. Then one of the major thing is that in those days, getting a housing loan was the toughest job. Then I worked on it, and at that time HDFC just started in giving the loan. Condition is that everybody should get the HDFC loan. I should work. My hard work is only to make that each person should get the loan. Once they get the loan, that is why the first incident is giving the loan or getting the loan for my prospective buyers was the first success. Second, this is the most important factor. They are the middle class people. They are having less salary. They are having less eligibility of loan by virtue of home loan rate of interest are 14% and 13%. Within this loan, I have to give their dream house. I cannot give. Forcibly compromised accommodation, keeping in view of budget, I should be in a position to give. This is the word. I am forcing them to get compromise, to accept, because your budget is this much, and you only eligible for this flat.
So don't think out kind
You,
of big things,
you think dream is not real.
but be realistic.
Dream is not real. This is the real. But in this reality, a basic necessity, if I am not fulfilling, most probably I may be failure. What is the basic necessity? The basic necessity is husband and wife needs a room, big or small, and children needs one more room, big or small. Therefore, a two-bedroom accommodation is a basic necessity, core. We cannot compromise on that. Therefore, by giving drawing, dining, kitchen, toilet, and two bedrooms, and minimum one balcony, how you are going to blend your plan is your job, and this total thing should come in the booty of their budget. Exactly there, my brain worked very well. Whatever I thought, it suited, and I cannot say that instant success, almost nearer to the instant success I got, keeping on LVU. Another most important factor in the beginning is, in those days, any flat you are selling, minimum 30-40% you should take in cash, or 50% should in cash, and
Black and white.
50% black and white. These people are having a salary of 6,000, 7,000. Hardly they are able to get 60 or 70,000 home loan, and their savings in those days, I can say easily that not even 5 to 10,000 rupees. There is absolutely, they cannot pay 30 or 40,000 or 50,000 rupees black amount or whatever is the cash. And this cash is personal contribution. Therefore, if I want that, it is absolutely impossible. Therefore, I said there is no question of cash amount. Everything I will take in only white, so that they should get as much eligibility as possible, a loan amount, balance of amount which they have to pay personal. It can be a provident fund amount, it can be their own amount. Many people might have sold their ornaments, that wife might have cooperated with them, 5 or 6,000 rupees, wife might have given, father-in-law might have given something, father might have given, all put together with a very tough way, they might have paid their personal contribution in those days, because the salary and the eligibility of loan was so low to them because of that reason. Though I have given flat for 1,40,000 rupees, first flat, two bedroom, that was, I can say that was not easy for them to really buy in those days. Many people will think today 140, what is this and all. But it's very tough for them to even buy that in those days.
In fact, as the company grew, we saw a number of projects. Now that 40 years, you've completed 40 years. And your projects would have graduated from one stage to another stage. But what I observed average on our own is that you're still sticking to that middle class concept. Maybe the flat rates have gone up to 35, 40, 45, which still is considered reasonably very low in terms of what the market is. Because today you're talking 5 crores, 4 crores, 3 crores flats are being spoken about, gated communities being spoken about, all that. Why is it that you still believe in that middle class dream? I know the middle class in India is very huge, and today their salaries have gone up. Appreciably, they've gone up. There's a huge IT segment, there's a huge pharma segment, there's a huge biotech segment. And of course, there are other professionals who also work, be it chartered accountants or bankers and others. You still believe that the middle class is where the maximum sale that can happen?
Basically, I targeted the middle class in 1986, 87, even 90. Even today, I am targeting the middle class only. In those days, out of 100 employees, the middle class strength used to be 60%. Employees, if you take, for example, today even out of 100, 50 or 45 are the middle class people, number one. Their salaries have gone up, and their eligibility of loan has gone up tremendously. If you really calculate, many people will think 40 lakhs or 30 lakhs or 50 lakhs is a lower rate. It's frankly admitting, if you reality go into the society, 40, 50 lakhs is not a small amount.
True.
The reason, if I am trying to sell a flat for 45 lakhs, he is hardly paying 6 or 7 lakhs personal contribution. He has to pay 38 or 35 lakhs you take even loan. 35 lakhs loan is equal to about 28 to 29,000 rupees of EMI. He's getting 50,000 or 55,000, 50% or 45% amount going towards EMI, which is not a small money. It's very tough money to him. And getting 29,000 EMI point of view, that much loan is also difficult. After taking the loan, he has to work very tough. For example, when he is paying 29,000 or 30,000 EMI, same flat, if he is going to take on rent, hardly he has to pay 16 or 18,000 rupees. That means 10,000 rupees extra he is paying to own
An asset.
an asset. But earlier it was not that. Therefore, there are good number of people where they don't have any other source of income. What are the other source of income is? They may be having some land in their villages by selling, they can put, or their father-in-law, their father might be having good savings and they may contribute something towards the flat. Such category of the free people are only able to buy 80 lakhs, 90 lakhs.
Or the couple both must be working otherwise? Both the couple must be working also?
Both the couple are working also, then they will go for higher.
So
but both the couple are working also, even here, 30,000, 60,000 salary. Therefore, good number of people still, the 45, 50 lakhs range is good number of people. And in society, people are more interested in talking about ambience, great, big, 5 crores flat, bigger venture, 34 buildings. This is the nature of society. I am not trying to criticize that. But reality-wise, how many people are eligible to buy more than 70 lakhs worth of the flat in the total employees community? Then below 50 lakhs, what is the number? That number is good percentage or not? When that good percentage is there, I think I am already in the right. And already Janapriya has having a reasonably well brand among the middle class. If we do there, automatically those people will book and things are moving. And still I don't feel that I'm only targeting the same persons, their salaries increased. And for them again my target group is not changed. But their attitude, their interest, their approach towards buying a flat, their salary, their eligibility of loan, and their family structure, working husband and wife, their culture in the family point of view, first generation, second, many things might have changed, but ultimately, because of that reason only, they are able to buy 50 lakhs, some group of the people. Therefore, I am not changed my
thinking.
My target group. Okay, 5% this way, that way. But anyhow, keeping in that view also, now in the last 3 years, we are not only focusing on 40 to 50 lakhs, we are also focusing on 80 lakhs to 1 crore 20. Therefore, today we are having two companies, different companies, a different way, all sort of the things. Up to 1 crore 20, we are majorly maximum concentrating.
That means the next generation in your family has naturally entered the business. And what is their thought process when you talk about, because you started with a pure middle class thought in mind, but today's youngsters think differently. We can't blame them for it. They are like that. Their concepts are different. Their thought processes are different. So Upscale is one of your ventures which you started, which your sons have started. So how is the next generation going on in your business groups?
I have got two sons. I already told you that I'm a basically civil engineering graduate. My both the sons are also civil engineers. Okay. The first son, his name is Ravinder Reddy. He passed his civil engineering from CBIT. Then he has done construction management from USA MS. And second son, he has done his engineering degree, a 4 years course in Georgia Tech of Atlanta from USA. Therefore, this family is, I can say, me and my second generation, all
Your
we are
second
the
son's name
civilians.
would be
Second son name is Ravinder Reddy, and first son joined the business almost 16, 17, 18 years.
oh,
Second son joined in the business almost 8 to 9, 10 years. Therefore, both the people worked more than 8 to 16 years whatsoever. What is my concept, what is my feeling, what I am doing. Ultimately, they tried their level best to see, do, and digest. While digesting, while seeing, definitely they might felt that there are many areas which they are concurring with the vision what I am having. There might be certain areas where they're conflicting or they're changing their mind. Now both the people in the last 3 years, they are doing on their own because I have given some projects to both the people. And Janapriya Engineer Syndicate now having two brands. My elder son Kranti is having Janapriya Upscale. My younger son Ravikiran is having Janapriya Ventures. As of now, good number of ventures. I mean, elder son is concentrating mostly on 60 to 1 crore and half. Younger son is concentrating on 40 and 35 to 50 lakhs
still
presently.
reasonable, actually, if you ask me.
And one way or other, presently, but definitely both the people are going to. My younger son might be doing big, tomorrow 1 crore venture. My elder son might be doing again 50 or 60 lakhs also. There is no bar on that. But presently, this is the way, ultimately, this is the way how it is going.
You're
Definitely, both the sons, 60 to 70%, whatever I started keeping that in view. But another 20 to 30 or 40%, there might be some change
that's natural.
because I am also welcoming the change because they are able to see today's market properly. They are able to see today's generation thinking because now I am 70, my younger son is 40, younger son is 34 or 33. Therefore, they are gelling with what is the thinking of present generation,
In today's market.
Therefore, they are more nearer to the reality than me.
Being a civil engineer, you naturally have looked at the rising cost of construction because one, the land has also risen very sharply. Second is the cost of construction. That is where I think you brought in technology kind of to make things more efficient. And I see German formwork technology that was used, and you also had precast. Uh, you used that also from Elematic. You used. Can you just take us through a bit of that, sir?
Naturally, when we think of construction, quality of construction and monitoring of quality, both are human beings. Who is checking, who is doing. Naturally, if appropriate checking or appropriate thing is not there, there is more mistakes can happen in manually than the machinery. Once you are introducing machines, naturally you have got better control on your ultimate product. Machine tells that I will give this. If you are happy with that, that product will come. Therefore, we thought that if we wanted to maintain a consistency in the quality and the speed, mechanization is absolutely necessary. Another thing, year by year, the cost of labor is enhancing, not only labor enhancement, but also availability of labor is becoming tougher. When labor availability is tougher, completion of the project will not be in your hand. Therefore, if you want to have a control on handing over, even mechanization has become a need of our quality, speed, and timely handing over point of view. These are all, and even economy.
True.
Initially, your cost of construction might be higher and quality might be better, but once you own the machinery after 3 or 4 years, your labor cost is increasing, but your machine already you owning, your cost is not increasing. That means After buying the machine, 5 years later, most probably your quality is better, your cost is not higher.
And you achieved a break even already.
Yeah, that's what. These are all things keeping that about more than 20 years back, we have entered into the almost in India or maybe in Hyderabad, we are the first persons to enter into the mechanized construction.
You're one of the few people in the real estate sector who got into education. And that also is quite some time back, I think more than 2 decades now. What made you get into education in the first place?
There are three factors in this. First is I am the fan of middle class community because middle class people have given bread and butter to me. Second is socially, education point of view, anybody does something at affordable cost, we can treat that as you're doing something for the society. The third is a selfish interest. Wherever I am doing the ventures, in those places, some school areas are available. Rather than just selling the school area, trying to construct school and put the school there itself, which can be helpful. Therefore, where school area, if you construct and keep the schools, naturally your cost, your wealth is increasing. Therefore, that is selfish interest I am talking. Keeping in this in three view, we have done, and our schools use are our charges of fees are not very high, very nominal used to be.
And you have it in both Bangalore and Hyderabad, Bengaluru and Hyderabad.
One school I started in Bangalore. 5 schools I started in Hyderabad. Now I am only having 2 schools in Hyderabad. I never anticipated that I am supposed to close the schools. Why I was compelled to close the school is a very interesting factor. Because I wanted to charge not more fees, that forced me to close my schools. Because I started charging okay amount. Surrounding people were happy in the beginning to pay and join. Slowly, these ventures, wherever I have done, the level of the people or the property values have gone up, gone up, gone up.
Their expectations also.
And this school has become much lower to them financially. And these people are not these people are not nearby people who are not joining. I am compelled to get the people from about 5 kilometers away where I have to arrange the bus and I have to give free transportation and they have to pay low rate.
People usually complain about high fees, but in your case, the low fees was a problem.
And
So you also, that's a very unique situation.
keep this that way. For 2-3 years, I ran schools. I tried my level best. I cannot charge more fees because my infrastructure is not so great. When I am not charging more, I cannot attract the nearby people. Therefore, there is a mismatch. Then I understood this mismatch is there. Then it's preferable to close. That's why 3 schools closed and 2 schools we enhanced. The way I told you, I spend money and we have enhanced the infrastructure, this, that, all. They are running well.
Very good. So, but 2 things I missed out. The one thing, which is about technology when we spoke, you also used SAP and Salesforce in your organization. We talked about the mechanization part of one, but the IT part of it, which also helps in your HR and marketing and other things. Can you explain? I mean, a real estate company like yours taking up SAP and Salesforce was unheard of in those days. Why did you take it up? And how has it helped?
Basically, I am a civil engineering background. Then when I started IT, I used to get the people that how to make this and that. Frankly, everybody they used to tell something. I was interested, but I could not able to understand what exactly I should, because I started asking something I have given. They started implementing like that. Some failures were there first 4-5 years. Later, my younger son joined the department. He was having more passion towards it. Slowly, he started lot of interest personally. Then he started talking to them. He could able to understand. And some changes we have made, certain things we have adopted, failed, passed, like that. Ultimately, the SAP, Salesforce and all, my sons told, saying that these, particularly elder son told, saying that this this much amount is there, this much. But I can say very clearly that I never objected or put much negativity towards spending money on this enhancing to the SAP or whatever is the IT side. We spent some money, we lost some money, but later it slowly, because of their effort, successfully we are able to
That brings in
continue.
more efficiency into the system also.
Basically, not more efficiency, definitely it is there. If you want become a big builder, if you are scaling your business in future in a very big way, this becomes a very big foundation. With less effort, you can scale up your business. So India being a 140, so many people, so much of urbanization, and so many houses are required next even 100 years. If the companies are really interested and focusing on this, sky is the limit for the
And our
enhancing.
population is like the middle class, especially, is so huge. That is why you find a lot of companies from abroad trying to sell their products like mobile phones or even white goods, electronic goods in this market. So, as we close this conversation, there's something that your next generation has taken over. You're also there. But what is the future thought for you? Building more? I think how many projects you have done till now? About 40?
We might have done about 60, 65
65.
projects, small or big. But so far, running ventures, completed ventures all put together, nearly 40,000 apartments
Wow.
we have completed.
That's huge. So 40,000 apartments, and I stand corrected, and that's 60 projects also. But as you said, there is a huge market. It's still growing. There's so much of opportunity still there because there's a very high end 5 crore market, and then there is a low end market which the government is taking care. In between is this particular huge chunk of market for the middle class. So, what's your future looking like? What do you think when you look at the market and say for the next 10 years, this is where we are going?
Hyderabad is growing because of its own reasons. I did business in Bangalore and Hyderabad. In the last, almost you can say from 1992 2025, that is 35 years if I compare, Andhra Pradesh or the Telangana, the governments are, whatever we enjoyed in the last 35 years are good, and they have done good job in real estate development point of view. Their contribution is there. Some places they have directly done, some places they have indirectly done, some places they never stopped the growth because government sometimes knowingly or unknowingly stop the growth. Whereas in Bangalore, same situation is, comparing with Bangalore, is stopped the growth or this or that. Government side, there are some hurdles for that. That is the lucky of Hyderabad. That is why Bangalore was a little bit higher side, Hyderabad was lower side. Slowly the gap is becoming zero. And Hyderabad is having many positives when you compare with the competitors. What is a competitor? In India, Hyderabad competitors are Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Calcutta. Maybe nowadays coming is Ahmedabad. These 6 or 7 metro cities in India. No other city is nearer to Hyderabad with the positive. What are the positive is pollution. So many factors affecting the Delhi. Bombay is one corner, and Bombay is having its own problem of in rainy season.
That's
some other
it's an
problem.
island basically.
Yeah. Even Chennai is also in another corner. Slowly, there is an old city. The present set of development is not that great.
Because as you said, rightly said, I just, sorry, interrupting you, the train of thought. Mumbai is one side of the sea, another side of the mountain, and Mumbai is in the middle. Chennai, Bangalore you described. Go carry on, sir. Chennai.
Now, real competition is in between Hyderabad and Bangalore. Even in that also, if you talk in terms of water, Krishna, Godavari, Singur, Hyderabad, in futuristic point of view also, there is no water problem. Bangalore has got water problem. They cannot really give whatever water if the Bangalore develops. Therefore, Hyderabad will have 100% winning as far as the water is concerned. The location in Indian map, the location of Hyderabad is superior than the location of Bangalore. Then the cosmopolitan point of view, Hyderabad, by virtue of Muslims, Hindus, and before 1947, a portion of Maharashtra, a portion of Karnataka, therefore even Kannadigas of old people, Kannadigas of Maharashtra people, and even in Muslim community also, Nizam point of view, he invited many of Marwadis for their
Come and
business.
settle down.
Many of Jaiswals or some UP people they invited. Some of the foreign country people also, Pathans and all he invited. Even therefore, before all put together, Hyderabad is having much more. By 1947 itself is much more cosmopolitan. I hear Hindi people never feel that it's out of place for them because Telugu is the dominating language for Hyderabad point of view. Hindi is the dominating language in Indian point of view. Both the languages do well here.
Coexist.
And therefore, cosmopolitan point of view, if we get 60 marks, maybe 10 marks are less than this thing. This is also acceptability, proximity, both Hyderabad is having. Then another most important factor in the last 20 or 30 years, whatever infrastructure Bengaluru developed, whatever infrastructure Hyderabad developed, Hyderabad infrastructure point of view, Bengaluru infrastructure is comparatively worst. Hyderabad infrastructure is bad. It may not be good, but bad is better than the worst.
First,
Therefore, even in the infrastructure, we are better than them. Futuristic infrastructure, Hyderabad has got much more flexibility in enhancing than the Bangalore. Whether you call regional ring road, already outer ring road,
true.
and spreading of the city. Hyderabad spread is much more area. Density of the population is lower in Hyderabad than the Bangalore. If you going on taking about 10 points, 7 points Hyderabad is
Scoring.
Therefore, even with Bangalore, keeping on all this, but the real interesting factor, bottom line, I will tell you, comparing with any metropolitan city, Hyderabad is having one more advantage which they cannot get only other than the Delhi. That is, how much budget is your state government is having and how much budget you are capable of spending on your city. Suppose Maharashtra is having X budget, how much they are eligible to invest on Mumbai. Similarly, Karnataka, Chennai. But Telangana, Hyderabad itself is 60 or 40, 50%.
True.
Therefore, whatever budget Telangana having, very big number, very good quantum of budget they can put, they are supposed to put, they are compelled to put because 50, 60 MLAs are from Hyderabad.
True.
Therefore, Hyderabad is going to get not only Hyderabad GHMC funds, but also state government funds much higher than percentage point of view. Therefore, when you are getting more funds, the probability of getting development is more. Therefore, Hyderabad is bound to develop because state government is compelled to give more, which is not there in other states. This is more important factor.
As they say, एक बार गंडी पेट का पानी पी लिया, तो nobody will leave Hyderabad. That is also very important. Thank you very much for the wonderful conversation, Mr. Ravinder Reddy. I wish we could go on, but we have a paucity of time. And it's wonderful speaking to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot of the good questions.
Thank you.
And you have given me an opportunity for express my feelings and opinions.
Thank you.
And what I have done earlier. And being a 70 years old man, what I have done reminding those things again, I feel happiness inside also.
You really
Thank
don't look
you.
like a 70-year-old anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sri Ravinder Reddy, chairman of Janapriya Group, what you can call it, real estate ventures, schools, everything he's done in his lifetime. Next generation has taken over, but he still continues to oversee the entire business. And as he grows, and as he's talked about the cities that he's been doing business in Bengaluru or Hyderabad, real estate surely is a big business. And surely Janapriya has touched the right connections, the huge Indian middle class, which many real estate companies tend to ignore. And he stuck to it with success. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.